everybody, Lord Tremendous here. Got another battle report here for you. 2,500 point battle. Lord Tremendous of the Tomb Kings versus Death Holy Death, and he's back to his Dark Elves. This is a pretty good game, actually. It's brutal as hell, so sit back, relax, and get ready to watch how we beat the crap out of each other, because it's actually kind of fun.
Assemble the army!
Here's my list, and it has not changed since the last battle report because I played this game on the same day. So I have my Tomb King, Bone Lord Tremendous, with the Sword of Anti-Heroes, Armor Silvered Steel, and a Dawnstone. I also have my Lich High Priest, Queen Elizabeth, who's a level 4 wizard with the Staff of Sorcery and the Laura Nehekara. My hero choices are a Necrotect Dark Vincent with Dragon Helm and Iron Curse icon, and my Lich Priest, Sinister Jeffrey, who's a level 2 wizard with a Dispel Scroll and uses the Lore of Light because of Shem's burning gaze. My core choices anyway, are 58 Skeleton Warriors with full command, light armor, and shields, 14 Skeleton Archers with full command, and 3 Chariots with Banner Musician and the Banner of Eternal Flame. My special choices consist of 6 Necropolis Knights with Banner Musician and 3 Sephirothal Stalkers. So, one of you guys tried to show me how to actually say that word right, and I just don't have the mouth agility to do it. Sorry. My rare choices consist of a Necrolith Colossus with an extra hand weapon, a Hyro Titan, Nad the Protector, a Screaming Skull Catapult, and the Casket of Souls. My opponent's list, I didn't get it. We were just excited to play. We were running low on time because we wanted to play in the D&D campaign, so I didn't get it. I forgot. I suck. Here are my spells, and this will be the last time you see a picture of my spells like this because the Tomb King cards finally showed up from one of my subscribers and awesome people. He asked me not to say who he was. He doesn't like to be center of attention. This is just, a gift type of deal, and I really appreciate it. I'm really thrilled that he sent these things. So I actually have Tomb King cards now, which is awesome. Thank you to everybody who said they would send me cards. I really do appreciate that, and especially thank you to the individual that actually sent me cards. You know who you are. Very much appreciated, and I'm touched. I'm humbled a little. And here are death spells. Now that all the mushy stuff's out of the way. And he has a bunch because death likes magic. Here's deployment. And to be honest, I didn't really know how I wanted to handle Dark Elves because the only time I faced Holy Death Dark Elves, I was playing a somewhat different list. So I really wasn't sure what to do. So I thought about doing a denied flank like the last game that I played, but I thought maybe I was just falling back on, well, it worked last time, it'll work this time. So I was kind of curious. I was like, well, let's see what these guys do in a straight-up fight against Dark Elves. So I kind of threw them out in the middle. I got my little, Warriors of Chaos formation going on. I got my big brick of Skeleton Warriors in the middle, surrounded by chariots, snakes, and a Hyro Titan. I've got the I've got the Catapult, I've got the Casket, I've got the Archers with my Lich Priest in the back. Hopefully going to try to take out Psycho Elf, which is over in my opponent's left flank, my right flank. I had my Bone Giant, the Colossus, over there on the left flank, because I knew he was going to come forward. He's got 3 bolt throwers, but I'm not overly concerned about him, so I knew he was going to come forward with all of his infantry, and I was just curious to see, honestly, how I would do, and, well, you'll see in a minute. Here's my opponent's right flank, which consists of a unit of Dark Riders. And here's his center from left to right. That's a bolt thrower. Those are some witch elves. In the middle there are his corsairs with, I believe, a BSB and possibly a little level 2 caster. In the middle there are a bunch of blackguard with, Lydia, his dreadlord or dreadlady, and his level 4 caster with the Lore of Life. I think it was the Lore of Life. No, it might have been the Lore of Dark Magic. Now I can't remember. I think it's the Lore of Dark Magic or the Lore of Life. It's one of the two. And I believe that's his other bolt thrower right there. You can kind of see it. And then here's his left flank, which consists of a unit of Warlocks, a Psycho Elf, which is just basically a noble on a Pegasus, and he's just got like that 1-up, 3-up, pain in the ass thing. And I believe his third bolt thrower shows up right there. Here's my right flank, which consists of the Snakes, the Catapult, the Hyro Titan, and the Casket. And here's my center, which consists of my chariots, my skeleton warriors with Tomb King and Necrotech installed, and behind them are my archers with high and low Lich Priest installed. And my left flank, which consists of my Colossus. Here's top of one after movement, and I did not get to go first, so he just bum rushes me. He moves up as fast as he can, as far as he can. I was really nervous. I'm like, I don't know what the hell to do against these guys at all. So I was really out of everything. It's top of one, and I'm already so far on the back foot, I might as well just sit down. Uh, his unit of warlocks charge up on my right flank there. Psycho Elf is right up next to him. On my left flank, I got Dark Riders pressing down, and I know what he's trying to do. I know he's trying to get through everything to hit my catapult, my casket, and my archers. I'm like, oh crap. He does set up his unit of warlocks where my snakes can charge, and I'm like, well, if I charge my snakes into the warlocks, I'm just gonna get, I'm just gonna move out of the way so everything else can go into my war machines, but I'm curious if my snakes can go and get into his unit of Blackguard and, maybe killing blow one of his characters or both of his characters. That would be awesome. So I was debating that one. As for the rest of it, I really didn't know. I saw the way his infantry was barreling down at me, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I was just screwed. During his magic phase, he gets Soul Blight off on my warriors, which I was fine with. I didn't care. And then during the shooting phase, his bolt throwers take a bunch of pot shots at some stuff, and the only one to hit and do anything is, I think, is bolt thrower on my left flank there, hits the chariots and puts a couple wounds on him. Nothing else happens, so we go over here to bottom of one after movement, and I decide screw it. I kind of know I've already lost this game, but I decided, hey, I'm going to go ahead and just try to get a high body count. So I charged the snakes into his warlocks, which I don't believe he was expecting. I think he was like, well, if he does that, it's really dumb, but I was hoping that my snakes go into his warlocks, kill the warlocks, overrun into the Blackguard, and maybe I can killing blow his character. I know the snakes are dead, but I was thinking maybe the snakes can killing blow, his general. That would be great. Or his level 4. That would be even better. And then I can deal with everything else. So I send the Hyro Titan over to deal with his Psycho Elf and maybe the Warlocks. I know my catapult's screwed. I know everything is pretty much screwed now. But what else can I think to do? I moved the Colossus back a little bit so that the Dark Riders can't just, shoot around. Well, I guess they could still shoot around. But it's just to give them something to think about. And my archers, everything kind of moves to try to just take out Psycho Elf, because if I can't take out Psycho Elf, he's just going to roll through that flank, and there's nothing I can do about it. Other than that, I mean, everything, I don't move a whole lot, And there's a better picture of my snake slamming into his warlocks, and I was just hoping to make quick work of them. During the magic phase, everything gets stopped. I roll really bad. My dice are afraid of death. I don't know fully why, but yeah, I'm all my good luck with rolling has gone right out the door. My magic phase is just stopped cold. So we go over here to the shooting phase, and the catapult lands directly onto the Corsairs. I roll a 1 to wound with a strength 9 hit, and I think I roll like 3 or 4 wounds total, and of course Death Holy Death makes like a bunch. Well, it was a bunch of wounds, but he makes all but like 3 or 4, so not many Corsairs die. They don't panic, and so it's kind of a wasted shot. I should have just shot at his thinking Psycho Elf and hope for the best, but I didn't. I screwed up, and I'm going to pay for it. Over here in combat, I don't take any wounds from the Warlocks, and I do 3 to them, so charge, 3 wounds, banner, and a rank. He loses by 6. He needs a 4, and he makes it. Yeah, I got nothing. It's just one of those things. It's like, okay, I guess I'm just going to have to lose this game terribly. Thanks, dice. Thanks. So, yeah, the snakes get stopped right there by the 2 surviving warlocks. There's absolutely nothing I can do about it. And you know it's going to happen. So, why hesitate? Here's top of 2 after movement, and look, the game is over. We know it. Everybody knows it. If you played one game, you can see what's happening here. His Blackguard charge into the snakes. His Psycho Elf charges into the Titan, and his Warlocks charge into the War Machine or into my catapult. So yeah, everything else moves up a whole heck of a lot. His Dark Riders move up to harass the chariots, and yeah, life is good. There's a better picture of his Blackguard slamming into the snakes, which at this point I'm like, well, I'm screwed. So maybe with a little luck I can still killing blow one of his characters and get some points, put him, just screw him over a little bit. We'll see what happens, but I wasn't holding my breath. And there's a better picture of Psycho Elf and his Warlock slamming into my Higher Titan and my Catapult. During the combat phase, my dice decide to just shut off. Just completely and totally shut off. He rolls just an insane amount of attacks. Does a ton of wounds. As you can see, I lose all but 2 snakes. One's now carrying a wound. I do nothing to the Warlocks. He makes all of his ward saves because FML. And then we go over to... I throw every attack that I can against his General. And I do no wounds. Not one. A toughness 3 General, and it does... I can't get any wounds off. No killing blow, nothing. The other attacks I throw against his Wizard, there's like 1 killing blow, and he ward saves it no problem. The snakes aren't able to do a whole lot. I think I kill a handful of the Blackguard, which really isn't very good. For my stomps, I think I roll 2 1s. It's just going awesome. So after crumble checks and everything like that, I end up with 2 snakes, one of which is bleeding from the eyes. But I'm still there, so yay! Then over here, it's more of the same. He comes in. He actually rolls a little low here. He hits all 3 or 4 times, however many attacks he gets. But he's only able to put 4 out of the 5 wounds onto my higher... No, he puts like 3 wounds on, or something. I don't know. He puts a couple of wounds on the Higher Titan. With charge, wounds, and everything to my nothing, I end up with 4 wounds total. I'm not dead yet, but I might as well be. When I swing at him, when I go to swing at him and try to kill him, I've got strength 6, so there's a little bit of hope. No, nothing. I roll like a 1 and 2 2s, so I don't hit him at all. There's nothing I can do. And yeah, things are just going downhill quick. And then over here, his Warlocks have no problem blowing up my Catapult and slamming into my casket. And that's just fantastic. Over here, I'm sorry, his Dark Riders didn't harass the chariot. The Dark Riders actually charge a flank of the chariot. I'm an idiot. But yeah, as you can see, they're able to do 4 wounds. Well, they do some wounds to the chariots, and I'm only able to do 1 back because that's just the way it's going to be. He ends up winning by a bunch. I've got a chariot with 1 wound left in the end. And yeah, so everything's falling apart because I'm being outplayed. It's just the way it is. So we go over to bottom of 2 of this very short game, and I say screw it. I might as well throw these guys forward because my whole army is falling apart. So I send the Skeleton Warriors into the Blackguard. They needed a 9. I didn't roll it, obviously. I rolled a 6 and a 2, I think, so I almost got it, but I missed it. So my Warriors move up just close enough so that when his infantry counter charge, all of them should make it in because, yes. And then honestly, I don't want to just quit and walk away, but at the same time, it's like I want this game to be over because I'm just, oh, does this suck? So I take my characters, my 2 liches, and I take them out of the unit of archers so that he can just get to them and end this game faster. I know the casket is going to explode. I know I'm going to roll 1, 2s, and 3s to hurt anything of his, and 4s, 5s, and 6s to hit all of my stuff. So I'm just like, screw it. Why wait? I throw them all out of the unit, and I'm just waiting now. The skeleton, the Colossus guy, he turns to maybe go after the Dark Riders, but I just, my heart wasn't in it anymore. I was like, yeah, I know this is over. Hurry up. And the Stalkers come onto the table, and I just throw them over there by the bolt throwers because, well, I don't want to get goose-egged. So there's a better picture of my Skeleton Warriors failing a charge, which is pretty much par for the course. It was a really long charge. I didn't really expect to make it, but I was like, whatever happens. And then I don't even bother with magic or shooting. We go straight into combat, and my casket's the first thing to go. Kills my Lich Priest with the Laura Light. Finishes off something else. I can't remember exactly what. Just my Laura Light guy. I don't do anything to any of the elf units that are around because, like I said, I was going to roll a 1, 2, or 3 to bother them. I do end up hitting the skeleton archers, but they actually don't take any wounds, and the skeleton warriors get hit a couple of times, and I failed to wound them as well, which was a little ridiculous, I won't lie to you, but it is what it is, I guess. Over here in the shooting phase, I'm sorry, it's out of sequence here, but yeah, the stalkers were able to blow up one of the bolt throwers, and they took 1 wound for their trouble. I rolled like 14 hits and 1 misfire, so it is what it is, I suppose. But the other bolt thrower does panic, which is yay! So at least it's not going to shoot at the stalkers, but it's too little, too late. Over here in combat, the remaining 2 snakes get obliterated before they can do so much as hiss, and it's just the inevitable end, getting here as quick as it possibly can. So we go over here to top of 3 after movement, and yeah, his warlocks charge into my Hierophant, his Dark Riders charge into my archers because they were able to finish off the chariot last turn. Everything else just kind of slams into my skeleton warriors. The other unit of warlocks just kind of watch because they're laughing too hard to do anything else. And yeah, that's pretty much the way it is. There's been a picture of his fast cav decimating my army because I just played like raw ass. And there's been a picture of all of his infantry making their charge because they were literally like 6 inches away because I moved up really far, which, you know, was nice of me. During his magic phase, he gets Soul Blight off on him, and what could I do? I stopped one of his other spells, and he used his remaining 2 dice to damn near irresistible force it through. It wasn't an irresistible force, but I think he rolled like an 11 plus 4 or 5 because he's got the Book of Asher on his level 4 or something. Either way, it worked out for him. He got Soul Blight off him, so now they're -1 strength, -1 toughness, and yeah, like he needed the help, right? Over here in combat, the Hierophant Titan, after 3 rounds of combat, which is actually a lot more than he should have survived, he finally dies, and that's fine. Over here, the Hierophant dies as well, and that's also fine. And over here, the archers, 4 of them survive. They do nothing back to the Dark Riders because, well, you know, elves with their high toughness are really hard to wound. So, yeah, they get slaughtered down to 4, which is unfortunate, but, yeah, no, like I said, I just kind of want this game over, so it's close. I'm just frustrated that there's 4 left. And then over here in combat, it's absolutely ridiculous. My Tomb King is moved over earlier to try to give his leadership to the Hierophant Titan, which didn't help at all. I failed to do anything. I think I put 1 wound on Lydia, and I think I killed 2 elves. It's off. My dice are rolling so bad. I might as well be rolling dice that are like D3s. It was really, really awful. Now, it didn't help that I needed 5s to wound, but oh my god. I just get my teeth kicked down my throat in this game, or in this combat, and it's awful. The only reason that unit is still there is because there were so many models to begin with. But yeah, that you're looking at it like no elves died in the making of this battle report. So we go over here to bottom of 3 after movement, and just because I'm a spiteful bastard, my stalkers charge into the bolt thrower that panicked. And that's it. I mean, I did charge the skeleton Colossus guy into the Witch Elves. I know it's a terrible charge. I'm very well aware of that. But I figured, hey, in the off chance he survives this, hey, maybe he could kill 1 or 2 of the Witch Elves. You never know. We all know he's not going to survive it. But hey, I had nothing else to do with him. There's a better picture of my stalkers slamming into my bolt thrower. And there's a better picture of how this combat's going to explode, because, it is what it is. Being the gentleman that I am, I ignore the magic and shooting phase that I should have probably taken, but, you know, all of it was dead, as opposed to just dead. So we go into combat, and I blow through the bolt thrower, and I was very excited. I even overran like 11 inches. It was very impressive, still like the stalkers, but way too little, way too late. And then over here in combat, I don't even have to bother swinging any dice for combat. He obliterates not only the Colossus, but every single one of my skeletons. So the Tomb King explodes. I think that the Necrotech dies. I do nothing at all to his unit whatsoever. And yeah, like I think 6 elves might have died in total in this combat, and that's being like generous on my end. And then over here, once again, before I can do anything, he obliterates my archers with fast cav because, well, they're archers. And at this point, even though I do have some stalkers left, like I said, I just wanted this game to be over. I knew I was outplayed from turn 1, and I was just like, yeah, okay, I concede the game. You win, the stalkers go back underground, and we'll call it a game because, No, I don't fault Holy Death at all. He was rolling out of the box. I was rolling somewhere underneath this wet, soggy box. It was really bad. But I also just got outmaneuvered. He came up, he charged up right at me, quick, fast, and in a hurry. He had all the tools that he needed at his disposal in order to deal with my army. From Psycho Elf having the multiple wounds, the 1-up armor save, 3-up ward save against magic and shooting. He had, all the infantry units he needed to take care of my units. It was almost as if his army was catered specifically to take out Tomb Kings, and it worked beautifully. But, he didn't goose egg me. I was able to take out a couple of bolt throwers, so I did get like 8 points, so I feel good about that. But other than that, it was painful in my heart parts. But it is what it is. Sometimes you got to take that hard L. But you know what? We'll get to a further recap in a minute, because right now it's time for a huge timeout. Banners, banners, banners. Get you some banners. Look at the banners. You are never going to be able to get better banners than this. There is no company, there is no talent scout, there is no entity on the planet that's going to get you banners better than this. Custom banners for your custom army. You want better paint scores. You want that little edge that makes your army better than the guy next to you. Sick of running, going to tournaments and getting that paint score that's just a few points lower than the guy that literally sneezes on his army. And you can't figure out why? Get these banners and make your army really pop, really stand out. Send this guy an email, tell him what you want, and get yourself some banners. It's totally worth it. Alright, guys and gals, there it is. Token Gal is back, and she's back in full operation mode of making tokens. So if you missed out before she went and got married and became Mrs. Token Gal, or however that works, this is your chance. Get your tokens now. Send her an email. Send her your monies. Get yourself some tokens. They're dirt cheap, solid gold quality. You're not going to be disappointed. Tell her Tremendous sent you. She'll probably know. But yeah, get these tokens. They're so much better than just using dice. They're so much easier to remember everything. You don't have to worry about your cards getting lost, stolen, ripped, torn, whatever. And, they're glass beads, cool high-def pictures. Totally worth it. Get yourself some tokens. You won't regret it. And Unleashed Wargaming's painting services is back, guys. I took it down for a little bit while I redid the ad and added some of his newer pictures, but as you can see, he does amazing work. He's based out of the US. He does solid, quality work to all armies. I mean, you saw the pictures, you've seen the quality, you've seen the vibrant colors and the attention to detail and everything. I mean, that banner is free-handed. I mean, how are you not going to like something like that? So if you're like me, and you hate painting, but you don't have an awesome wife to do all your painting for you, give this guy an email, talk to him about what you need, and he's going to knock it out for you. You're not going to be disappointed. You're not going to be embarrassed when you play your army at, your local store, at GTs, or local GTs at your store, or however the heck you want to play. You'll have a painted army. It's going to be a beautifully painted army to your specifications. How can you go wrong? Send him an email, get your army painted, and quit embarrassing yourself. Tell him Tremendous sent you. So, if you just fast forwarded it to the end and you have no idea how the game went, I punched Holy Death right in the face. He fell down and cried. That's how good I did. Now, to everybody who actually watched the battle report and just didn't fast forward to the end to see what happened, I got beat up. I need an adult. Yeah, it was a painful defeat for Lord Tremendous. I got squished. But you know what? I had it coming. I've had way too much good luck with the Tomb Kings, and I was getting complacent. And that's what Death does. He brings you back to reality and makes sure that when I'm sitting on my shoulders, I'm comfortable. I ended up losing damn near everything. Even though the Stalkers were alive at the end, we knew it was over. I said screw it, and when we concede, everything dies. Everything just spontaneously combusts. So he tabled me. The Dark Elves ended up losing like 2 bolt throwers, which I feel good about because I didn't get goose egged, and I hate getting goose egged. But yeah, Death, needless to say, really does know how to kick my teeth down my throat. It really worked out well. Those Dark Elves were very good at undead disposal. He was on me so fast, and I don't know what I was thinking about, but it was just too fast for me to deal with. Everything fast cav and flying, and multiple wounds from my monsters, and his magic phase was able to keep up, or his magic defense was able to keep up with my magical offense. He stopped the spells he should have stopped, and let the spells go that he should have let go, and there was just, I couldn't do anything. I was outplayed, outrolled, outmaneuvered, just out. And I was out quick. We made it to top of 4, but just long enough for me to throw the white flag and be like, okay, you win, I don't want to do this anymore. Now, in my defense, my dice were rolling like raw poop, and his were rolling like, just like greased lightning. Like, just steampunk dice. It was bad. Like, I did 3 wounds to his BSB with my Tomb King in that last combat, and he needed 5s and 6s in order to survive. And I looked at him, and you veterans know when the whole dice gods are just against you, you get that feeling. Well, I had that feeling, and I looked at him, and he goes, "Well, you probably got my BSB." I said, "No, you have an armor save, you'll make it." He goes, "I need 5s and 6s, and it's 3 wounds." I'm like, "Watch, you're gonna make all 3 of them. 2 6s and a 5." Yeah, that stopped questioning me after that. I made a few more predictions like that, and it is what it is. Sometimes you got to take that hard L, and I'd rather do it now than at table 1, turn 5 in a major GT. So it is what it is, and yeah, it was still fun, but I hate it when my dice turn on me. I've still got a lot to learn about the Tomb Kings, though. Loving every minute of the lessons. I'm still really enjoying the army, still really enjoying how it flows and everything like that. Don't really have an answer yet for when people charge down my throat like that, but hopefully not everybody has all the tools at their disposal in order to take out my Tomb Kings. And if they do, well, I'll just have to adapt my playstyle and hopefully do better. Because holy God, did that go badly for me. But, like I said, it's the growing pains. I still need to learn a whole bunch of stuff. Shem's Burning Gaze wasn't quite as good in this game because I didn't get 2d6. Flaming didn't really help me at all, but it was still a good game. I still enjoyed it. I still learned a lot. I kind of have an idea that maybe I should deny flank next time I see a list like this. So yeah, it was good. I'm glad that I got my teeth kicked in because you learn a lot more from a loss than you from a victory, even if losses hurt the old pride parts a little bit, But great game. I really do enjoy playing my rival, and I'm looking forward to killing some more elves. Hopefully more than 6 next turn. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for this battle report. I hope you guys enjoyed it. At the very least, you got to see the return of Token Gal, so that's pretty cool. As always, though, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, feel free to put them in the comment section below, and I will get back to you as quick as I can. But yeah, guys, thanks.